And welcome once again to As the Reel Turns, your place for all things movie and television. And we have got another great show for you today. If you remember our last episode, we were talking about other sci-fi shows. We love Star Trek on this show. We love Doctor Who on this show. But those have their own big things and they had to have their own episodes. But we wanted to talk about the other sci-fi shows out there. Last time we talked about things like Battlestar Galactica, Buck Rogers, Lost in Space, and a whole bunch of others. But now we're going to talk about the ones that we missed. So this is going to be Other Sci-Fi Shows Part 2, the sequel. So yes, Other Sci-Fi Shows Part 2. Like I said, we're going to be talking about the ones that we missed on our list and maybe a few others that we're going to add on. And I got some great space cadets to talk about it with. We have got my friends Joe and Timothy.
Hey.
Now, sadly, you see these two ray guns here on the table. We had to vaporize Will. He just, you know...
He had a life. We tried our best to stop it.
Yeah.
He got one anyway.
Yeah. But, you know, we miss Will. We wish him all the best. Oh my gosh!
Oh, your aim's improving.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm sorry. I did just vaporize him right now. Sorry, we had him tied up off camera. Anyway, brings back memories to the Slashers episode we did. That was fun. So guys, we're gonna talk about the shows that we missed, and we've got a whole list to do. So let's jump right into it. In Star Trek, they always talk, you know, we should start like a swear jar type of a thing. Every time we mention Star Trek or James Bond, I had a Wonder Years counter at one point, but in Star Trek, during the original series, we learned about Khan, and Khan was supposed to be, you know, the big genetic superhuman type of person in the 1990s. Now, the fans tried to show you what happened in the 1990s. I think there's actually an audio series right now trying to give you a Khan backstory from the 90s. Anyway, it was supposed to be the 1990s. We all remember the 1990s. Yeah, okay, well, barely me, okay? But sorry, there were no genetic humans like Khan that I knew about anyway, or launches into space or anything like that.
If they were well hidden.
They were well hidden. Area 51 looking at you. Anyway, come, you know, way down the road, Enterprise is supposed to be like what's the year for Enterprise? 20-something,
21 something.
21
I think. I have to double check with First Contact, but
First Contact.
Zefram Cochrane is still alive.
Yeah.
In the Warp 5 project.
Right, and First Contact is 2063.
Okay.
So we know that, and anyway, my point here is that somebody thought, I guess, in the year 1999, we're going to space and big time stuff like that, and that person was Martin Landau.
Yes.
So this is Space 1999. I don't really, I'm kind of in the dark about this one. We're on the moon, and Martin Landau is there, but this isn't Mission Impossible in space. Joe, you and I were talking earlier today. Red alert. Tell me this is not Star Trek. Shame on you. Anyway, Joe, we were talking earlier about Space 1999. Oh, Barbara Bain is in this too. Tell me about Space 1999.
Well, I can tell you how it started, and you saw a good chunk of it already.
Okay.
But the thing was, basically, the moon became an atomic waste dump.
As it does.
Okay. and the whole thing is, what happens is they go up there to try to figure out why the people were getting space sick. That's how Martin Landau wound up there.
Okay.
Barbara Bain was already there, and even though I just recently saw the first episode, I still didn't quite understand what she was doing up there.
Right.
The reason I started watching Space 1999, and you touched on it a little bit, was because I became a fan of Martin Landau and Barbara Bain from Mission Impossible.
They were both on it. That's
yes,
right. Yeah.
They were. And for me, sometimes I will watch a show because I'm tracking the actors and I like what they do.
Sure.
They both did a fabulous job on Mission Impossible. That was before Tom Cruise, and they came along and turned Peter Graves into a traitor for Tom Cruise, which really going off track a little bit really did me right up. I didn't watch the Mission Impossible movies for the first 3 because when I saw the first one, I was just like, okay, they turned Peter Graves into a traitor. Not cool.
Who, again, jumping on your sidetrack, they just did away with Peter Graves. They just used his character, and he suspiciously now looks like John Voight.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, no.
But anyway. So basically,
there's a good subject.
Just to throw a spoiler alert in there, but to get people going, what happened was the moon at that time was a nuclear waste dump, and they were stockpiling the atomic waste in certain portions of the moon. So what wound up happening was people were getting space sick, and this is how they started the whole thing. People were getting sick in space, as it turns out, from not so much radiation poisoning, but a magnetic type of poisoning emanating from those space dumps.
Right.
And in the process of attempting to minimize the problems they were having, they had postponed the shipments of atomic waste.
Okay.
And somewhere in there, the magnetism of the radioactivity managed to create some kind of chain reaction that blew up the 2 space dumps they had up there.
Oh, great.
And what happened was they managed to put them in, through weird happenstance, perfect location for the dumps when they blew to have a rocket engine effect on it and blew the moon out of orbit.
Okay.
So basically, the moon has become its own spaceship traveling through space.
Alpha, can you hear me? Alpha, do you copy? Alpha, I'm not receiving you. Now maybe you're receiving me. The moon is going out of the Earth's orbit.
I'm getting a long-range video picture from the Mars satellite.
With what's left, I'm sorry, there's no other way of putting it.
And you can't even call it a spaceship. It is a ballistic satellite. A spaceship you can turn and brake and stop.
Yeah. Although they were on a path, they were on a trajectory, and they did have their own little headquarters steering whatever thing in there. They weren't steering anything.
No, they weren't. No,
they were just going.
Yep.
Okay.
So
and it wasn't just an atomic waste dump. The base was also an international collaborative, so you have people from all over the world there.
Yeah, there was that too.
So let me ask this first of all. So it's called Space 1999, but when was this? 70s, 80s?
I want to say early mid 70s.
Early mid 70s. Okay,
that's about right.
And now, I'm like I said, I'm in the dark about this, and
oh dear,
I'm on.
We can tell them anything we want.
I'm in the dark side of the moon here. And now, okay, people who have grown to know me or do know me now, if I watch something, there's a chance I will get hooked on it and won't let it go. So this might come up in conversation every so often. So I'm gonna just say it once. Start your tallies. I'm getting Buck Rogers vibes from this. It kind of looks kind of cheesy.
Not really. Well,
Looked a little cheesy.
With the cheese.
With the
yes.
cheese, that's what I'm saying. Martin Lando's little laser gun there, it's just like the size of these things and the size of bucks.
Well, I mean, Star Trek use salt shakers as props.
True,
you know? And
true.
So, low budget show for the time. So they just ripped the handles off some coffee pots and said, yeah, this is your laser gun. Here you go.
I mean, that works. That works. How long did the show last?
2 seasons.
There's your answer. And I guess, now this has happened before. Sometimes if two actors are either associated with each other, work well with each other, they will go together on another show that's completely different from their original one.
Yep.
Now, I'm sure I'm going to miss a lot of examples here, but like one that comes to mind is you look at The Cosby Show. Bill and Felicia Rashad were the stars of that. They got another show later on, completely different from their other one. So was this maybe the same deal? They said that Barbara Bain and Martin Lando worked so well on Mission Impossible that they said,
well,
hey,
if
you want
memory serves me correctly, they were actually a couple. They were married.
Oh, okay.
They were married.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
and like the show ran 2 seasons.
Yeah.
The adventure ran between 5 and 7 years.
Okay.
Across those 2 seasons.
Take that, Voyager.
Yeah. Space 1999 is a wonderful, brilliant, hardcore sci-fi show if you're 8 or 9 years old. Or haven't seen any other sci-fi show in the last 30 years.
Okay.
50 years.
Okay.
An earlier show on one of our Star Trek, ba-ding, in the jar. I mentioned one of the movies, I think, clubbed physics over the head, threw it in a space lock, and flipped it the great bird of the galaxy as they flew on by.
Don't call Roddenberry that.
Yeah, well, Space 1999. Oh my goodness! Whoever wrote this, I think
Jerry Anderson,
probably. I'm sure looked upon physics kind of like the Pirates Code, more of a suggestion than actual rules. So, like Joe was saying, this atomic explosion blasts the moon out of orbit.
Okay.
Not only out of orbit, out of the solar system.
Okay, so it's away from us.
Within days, it's out of the solar system. Within a month, it's in other solar systems, which means a couple of things. First, this explosion was so energetic, it instantly sent the moon into faster than light travel. This station that they're in was never meant to move. It does not have nifty things like inertial dampeners. Everyone on the moon should have been paste spread across the surface of the moon.
Yeah.
They weren't.
Of course not.
Every shot, they show of the moon is of the moon going away from the camera. This explosion that pushed them to super light speeds left the moon utterly intact. There isn't so much as a scorch mark on it anywhere.
What was it I was watching? I was watching this one movie reviewer is doing a look back on the Avengers movies that have come out, and looking at you, nostalgia critic, and I think he just went over Infinity War, and he was saying like, this is the movie where, something happens, you have to fill it in with 4 words. Crazy comic book stuff happens.
Yes.
And, it's like, just because, and this is the same thing, like, because sci-fi.
Yep.
That's what I've realized.
And the sad part is it has its points. It has some really good points.
Right.
First few episodes have some great guest stars. Ian McShane, which some of you know the name, some of you don't. I know him as Lovejoy. You know him from American Gods.
Yes.
He was in the second episode, I think. Did a great job. but he was a guest star, not a regular. Brian Blessed, whom if you've watched British television in the 70s or 80s, he was all over the place, usually playing an in-your-face, bombastic, over-the-top type character. Here, he's erudite. He's well groomed. He makes good logical explanations for why he's doing what he's doing. Very much like a John Rhys Davies character.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And then first episode of the second season, they have him back playing a different character, bombastic, over the top, in your face. Because I hate to say it, it jumped the shark. Episode 1 of season 2, and I'm sorry, Daniel. I am so sorry. I have to burst your bubble.
What?
Did you see who they introduced in the first season of first episode of season 2? Catherine Schell.
Why does
Bond girl.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Playing a very nice character who's very badly written.
Well, I'm blanking on where she was in Bond.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Oh, okay, yes.
Which I only know because I looked it up. The show didn't really jump the shark at the beginning of season 2, but that was only because the shark was too embarrassed to come out of its cage.
Well, here's what I'll say. I'm always up for a good cheesy sci-fi.
Yeah.
Because and that's the beauty of some of these is that they are so short. So it's like if you do want to try them. You'll be done before you know it.
True.
So there's
and again, one last thing. The sad part about Space 1999 is it had the potential to be a good sci-fi show, and the studio, the writer, the director, whoever, wouldn't commit to making it a good sci-fi show.
Yeah. I will say this though. Here you have this Mission Impossible reunion. Now I didn't do a lot of deep research into this, but the other sci-fi show got your star, Peter Graves. Plunk, Buck Rogers. And you know what? That show also jumped the shark in the second season because that failed too, kerplunk. If you want to check out Space 1999, go for it. Again, with a lot of these, it'll be done before you know it.
At the very least, it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. That's fine. There you go.
No, sorry, I said Hulu. Tubi.
Tubi. Okay, yeah.
That's where I
Yeah.
found it. Yep.
Tubi.
Tubi's great. Let's move on here. Now, Star Trek, kaplunk. Roddenberry, he did other things aside from Star Trek.
He did?
I know. There's something he did before Star Trek. The Lieutenant, was that the cop show? I think The Lieutenant? No. It's a police show. It was a police show. And, after the original series, he did make Next Generation, and then he gave his blessing for Deep Space Nine. But then he was gone. But in the time, I guess there was some paper he wrote or some project that he said that somebody picked up and said, "Hey guys, he did something else." And they said, "Well, who can we start to get in this thing?" "I don't know. Get that Hercules guy." Thus we got Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda. Now, my mother, she has this movie review thing as well on a radio thing, on a radio station here in Concord. And she does spiritually inspired movies and faith-based movies. Suffice to say, this gentleman here is in a good chunk of them, and they're always mostly bad, so we're always fearing our lives from Kevin Sorbo. Oh my gosh, Kevin Sorbo, run away! Okay, so now, I don't want to say this is as far away from Star Trek as you can get, but it's pretty far away from Star Trek. Timothy was created by Gene Roddenberry, yeah. Is this just Hercules in space, or is it more like Roddenberry's trash? And just tell us more about Andromeda too.
Okay, well, for anyone who doesn't recognize Kevin Sorbo, shame on you.
I know.
But
what's wrong with you?
the Hercules reference is he was doing Hercules, the ultimate Adventures, something like
yeah.
that at the time.
Yeah.
And he was actually doing both shows at the same time.
Pulling my accent into this. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know about Kevin Sorbo more than I want to.
Yeah.
Run for your lives.
This is definitely not Hercules in space.
Okay.
And it's not technically Gene Roddenberry's trash.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's a treatment he did that got put in the bottom drawer. And like you said, after he died, they found it. There may have been a full script. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Right.
Majel, I guess, was involved in it. Gave her blessing to it.
Sure.
What have you. Again, it's one that really has potential, especially in the first few seasons.
This is 5 seasons, as I recall.
Yes, you have to give it time to develop. The makeup gets better after the first few episodes. There's one of the major cast members that I swear the first episode, I swear they didn't even get a monkey costume for him. They just grabbed a bear pelt off a wall and draped it over him front and back. It gets better. It does have some of the philosophy that Star Trek does. Long story short, Kevin Sorbo's character, the captain, and Andromeda is the name of the ship, and the name of the ship's computer, and the name of the ship's holographic avatar, and the name of the ship's android/clone of the avatar of the ship's computer. So yes, that one actress is playing 3 roles, and yes, we do get to see her naked. So anyway, they are part of an organization that basically is the Federation that covers multiple galaxies. Andromeda and Kevin Sorbo get caught in a time stasis by getting too close to a black hole.
Sure.
They come out, it's 300-400 years later. Everything's fallen apart. The enemies that they were fighting have won. Their organization's completely gone. And the rest of the cast are people who were trying to steal his ship. And he stands up and says, "No, you are not stealing my ship. We're going to go out there and rebuild this thing that all of you hate and has been gone for 400 years. Who's with me?" And there were crickets. Well, it's still my ship, so you're coming with me whether you want to or not.
See, this is why I love Kevin Sorbo. Because between this, I mean, it's better than. I'll explain this phrase. It's better than Hercules, but still Hercules is there. Those 2 shows, and then frankly, a lot of his religious stuff. There's one where he played Joseph, for crying out loud. It's the surfer hairdo.
Okay.
You know, I'm sorry. I've never met the guy personally myself. Not yet. But I'm pretty sure Joseph did not have surfer dude hair. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but it's, I don't think Hercules did, and I mean, it's shorter here, but it's still like,
And like you're saying, research, I've only seen a few episodes from the first 2-3 seasons I was jumping through.
Right.
But from what I saw, doing some research, long about season 3, season 4, somebody decided that this had to be the Kevin Sorbo show.
Of course.
And so they were getting rid of, they were going to have everything revolve around him, and that's when the creator/head writer quit, refused to do it.
I mean, it sounds like Shatner took over, if you want me to be honest. But Joe, I mean, it's actually a good thing because, for people who know Kevin Sorbo, they only know him for Hercules. And then, I mean this in a nice way, falling off the face of the earth and doing Christian movies. But he had this other show, which is completely different from Hercules. And props to him for doing something different. What are your thoughts here on Andromeda? Do you think that it should have been left in the drawer? Or
I'm going to be slightly savage here.
Okay, please.
Okay. Remember I told you? Yeah, okay. I don't see a picture of Sorbo, but...
Oh, there goes Sorbo.
But the thing is, as I told you about Martin Landau and Barbara Bain, I will follow a series because I like the actors and I like what they do.
Yep.
I will not follow a series if I don't like the actors or what they do.
Yep.
Now, that being said, and this is not really a shot at Kevin Sorbo, but I suffered through pretty much every season of Hercules. Compliments of my ex, who you said earlier in another show, she's also a part of this panel.
She's part of the panel.
But because I had to suffer through that, anything that had Kevin Sorbo in it, no.
Yeah, fair enough.
I saw enough of Andromeda to, I think you were the one that said, Timothy, that this was like the Kevin Sorbo show. One of the two of you said that.
Yep.
And I could not fairly give it a decent evaluation because honestly, what I saw of it, I saw him, I was just like, I'm done. I'm done.
And just to throw on my apologist hat for a moment concerning Kevin Sorbo. I saw a number of episodes of Hercules, seen a few episodes of this. I've not seen any of his Christian film stuff. My take is he himself, I think, is a fairly good actor, a fairly natural actor. Whatever he's doing, you tend to believe that he believes the role.
Sure.
What he's performing in is not always the great. Hercules had problems. Yeah.
Wow.
CGI being...
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Big one. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some of his Christian films just to see if that holds up.
Yeah.
Even if the films themselves are bad, I'm curious about what his performance is like.
Yeah, like, I couldn't tell you the one where he was playing Joseph in it, but I remember he did that, and then I think the big one he did was the God's Not Dead film series. That was his big one he did, and he played this, rough and gruff teacher comes into class, God is dead, blah, blah, blah. So, he's fine, and I would, if he were to come up at a convention or something, oh, sure, I'd go to him, absolutely. But he's just so easy to tease and poke. It's so easy, and I might have to just give Andromeda a chance because of swallow him for a second, and then maybe even swallow the fact like, okay, this was something Roddenberry put in his desk. It's not Star Trek. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, if you want to check out Andromeda, another a good long-running show for Sorbo, like I said, something else aside from his other one. And I think it might be different. Something a little bit, we'll see what happens. Yep. That's what I would say. So let's move on here because it's just... Oh boy, it'll become a bashing fest for poor Kevin. We've talked enough about Star Trek.
Ding.
Timothy, you and I had a couple of shows, at least one. We're gonna have to do another one, I think, of Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. I love Doctor Who. You love Doctor Who. Are you a Doctor Who fan, Joe?
It depends on the season and the actor.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Well,
I'm a doctor. You're a doctor. Wouldn't you like to be a doctor too?
Wow.
Anyone out there old enough to get that joke? Props.
Yeah, I'm trying to refrain from.
Well, now I'm gonna take that savage hat from you real quick here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Timothy. Sorry. Early classic Doctor Who was a little rough. Boy, was it rough.
Yeah.
And oh God, were some of those like Doctors 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh man, they were hard to watch. But that didn't hold the BBC and the British back from doing other science fiction things. And now you're gonna have to help me out with this one too, because there's another British sci-fi show that was big enough, and that's called Blake 7. Now, Timothy, you have told me about Blake 7 quite a lot, and so I'm gonna go straight to you. You're going to have to help me out because I have no idea what I'm looking at here.
That's okay.
Tell me about Blake 7.
Please ignore the special effects. Please ignore the props. Please ignore the cinematography. There are air quotes around each of those words.
Yeah.
That being said, Blake 7 is the best British sci-fi show no one's ever heard of.
Ahead of Doctor Who.
Yes. Because, well, in the category of no one's ever heard of.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Because of the writing.
Okay.
If anyone's a fan of Michael J. Straczynski's style of writing or hates Michael J. Straczynski's style of writing, you know, his tendency to bring items up in season 1, season 2 that don't get resolved till like the end of the entire show.
Right.
The plot of Blake 7 runs the entire course of the show.
Okay.
You have, this is going to sound very cliche, but you have an evil empire.
Of course.
All right. Blake is an actual resistance person. He's in prison with one of the other major characters, Avon.
George Lucas, take notes.
Okay. For, basically from the Empire's point of view, terrorist activities.
Okay.
Avon's in there for something completely else and has no interest in overturning the Empire.
Sure.
They managed to escape. They managed to steal an alien ship with technology more advanced than what the big bads have, and basically break out a bunch of the rest of the crew that become the cast.
The 7.
Yeah, the 7 of the title. Blake is dead set on using this advanced technology to overthrow the Empire. One of the great things about the show is all the other 6 couldn't care less. The only reason they stay on the ship is that it is their best bet at not being thrown back into prison. That's it. And he occasionally gets them into some of his schemes, and other times they're like, no, want nothing to do with this, thank you all the same.
Okay.
Avon is perhaps the best amoral character since Dr. Smith in the original Lost in Space.
Oh.
This guy, for anyone who plays Dungeons and Dragons, this guy is pure chaotic neutral. Not that he'll run off and do anything at the drop of a hat, but I'm in this for myself. Whether something I do works out well for the rest of you or badly for the rest of you, I don't give a flying fig. And the writing is so good that and this went like 5 seasons, 6 seasons, about.
I took some notes here, and it says, so British wise, 4.
4.
But years wise, like 2.
Okay, but about season 2 or so, the character of Blake leaves the show. They don't bother renaming it. And nobody noticed. It did not hurt the show because by that point, he left for a good reason that had been written into the plot.
Okay.
And this character, Avon, I mentioned, for those 2 seasons, they had been at loggerheads. They didn't agree on anything. And Blake specifically picked Avon to take over.
Okay.
Look at it, Blake. Look at the configuration of the stars. That position is unique in the universe.
Of course, Zen can give us a precise astral fix and tell us exactly where the event is supposed to have happened.
Congratulations.
All right, where is it?
It's in the 12th sector, Astro .781.
What? Well, that's halfway across the galaxy. Now, if we make sure that we never go into that area, then the prediction becomes void. I'll tell the others. How long have you known?
Oh, several hours.
And you just let the others go on worrying?
Well, all they had to do was ask. Perhaps in future, they won't rely on you to provide all the answers.
One of the scenes that stick in my mind, and then I'll throw a sock in my mouth. And actually, while he was captain of the ship, Avon and one of the other characters, I forget, we'll call him Mike, And Mike's a coward. Mike is I mean, dead set coward. He won't do anything that might break a nail. And they have to go down to a hostile planet, get some stuff, you know, rejigger the ship, come back. And Avon's going. He says, "Who's going with me?" And everyone's like, "No, this is too dangerous." Mike says, "I'll go." And what? You're a survivor. You know, I can always trust that you'll get out of a situation.
That's fair.
So they go down. They get the stuff. They're coming back up. The ship's computer is going in the shuttle as well. For reasons in the show, they can't get thrust. They can't get thrust. They're trying to come back from the planet. They're throwing out everything they can, everything that's not bolted down.
Yeah.
It's like, still can't get thrust, still can't get thrust. They throw out what they came down there to get. Still can't get thrust, still can't get thrust. They're actually unbolting things from the floor to throw out. Can't get enough thrust. And Avon says, "Mike, go back there and find something else we can throw out." And Mike's like, just beyond the door, he can hear what's going on. It's like, and Avon's saying, "Computer, how much overweight are we still?" And I forget, it was in stones or something, but he'll say, "Well, we're still like 180 pounds too heavy." It's like, there's nothing left to throw out. And the ship's computer goes, "Mike weighs 180 pounds. And the scene, Avon goes, "Mike." He finds another way, you know, not to give too much away, manages to get them both back to the ship, you know, and, you know, and the last scene is great. Mike's like, you know, "I'll never trust you ever again." And Avon's like, "Well, it's like you said. You can always trust me." You know, and it's like, and if you characters come in, characters come out.
Yeah.
I think at one point the Empire falls and a new big bad takes over, something like that. But the brilliant, I don't know, don't want to give a spoiler away.
Don't say it.
All right. But you get to the last episode, the last few minutes of the last episode. This is the best ending of any sci-fi show I've ever seen, because it's the only way it could possibly end and be true to everything that came before.
Well, anything's better than the Star Trek finales.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But again, ignore the props, ignore the cinematography.
Joe, did you have any quick thoughts here on Blake 7? Do you know about this one?
I don't know a thing about it other than what you guys were discussing tonight. I will say that if it's a decent story, and Timothy's got me believing it is.
Okay, good.
I may be interested in trying to check that out, because I can ignore bad props and bad whatever. I mean, if the story's good. I mean, I can even go with bad acting.
You're gonna love anything that I make then.
So it sounds like something I'd like to. I mean, especially
and like any series,
you know,
they're not all going to be gems. There
of course,
going to be some that are complete trash.
Oh yeah.
But
I actually would have liked to hung on long enough just to see if they did boot that other 180-pound guy out there. That would have captured my interest right there. It's like, well, Mike weighs 180. Are they going to get rid of him? I want to see that, you know. Yeah. But, no, I mean, I'd be curious enough to want to look into it, because again, back to what you said about one of the best shows that nobody's ever heard of. I'd never heard of that one. Yeah. I had no idea what that was.
It almost kind of gives me, now this is just me reading what you said, it almost kind of gives me like an Oceans type of a vibe. You have a number in the title, first of all, but then you have all these people that are going to become criminals, but are criminals, you said, going off on their own adventures, and they have their one leading guy there. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I mean, yeah, no, it does sound good. British entertainment I go off and on because, you know, there are some Britcoms that I like and some other British shows I like.
Well, they do some good stuff.
Oh, they do. They do.
You know.
But I go back and forth on it. But this one, I may have to check it out. Like I said, I poke fingers at classic Who. I'm sorry, but these effects, you know.
Moving on.
Yeah, no, that's just me, you know. But yeah, I might have to check it out, and that's what we're discussing. You know, all these other sci-fi shows that either I've never heard of, no one's ever heard of, anything like that. So let's jump on here with, let's stay on the number train here, and let's talk about one where Star Trek
Ding.
actor comes into play. Somehow along the lines, you have to look for him. Babylon 5. Babylon 5, here's the opening to Babylon 5. This is one of those things where, again, all these short-lived science fiction-y shows, I say Star Trek actor connection because at some point in the show, Walter Koenig appears. Walter Koenig, Chekhov, we love him.
Appears many times.
Many times.
And these days is actually more sought after at conventions for this character than he is for Chekhov. Or Beltar, I think, is something like that.
Yeah, well, what do they know? Sorry. Joe, Babylon 5.
I have seen a few of the Babylon 5 episodes, and I got nothing bad to say about it because, number one, I didn't see enough to really give it a yay or a nay.
Right.
But I will go so far as to say that if I was to get my hands on it, I'd probably go back around and try to catch up on that one.
Yeah.
Because I did like it enough to want to, keep seeing it. I will say that much.
Absolutely.
And
Did we miss Walter?
No, Andreas Kasoulas
Ah,
is also a Star Trek actor.
as what?
Commander Tomalak, Next Generation.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, this was another fairly long-running one, 5 seasons, had some TV movies after it. You said Walter is more sought after, Timothy, you said Walter's more sought after for this one. Why is that? I mean, what was so big about Babylon 5?
Because Walter Koenig gets to play the bad guy.
Ah.
A creepy, greasy, conniving, underhanded bad guy with charisma.
And I bet he loved it.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be able to walk away from, Chekhov, let's face it, they
Well,
have
yeah.
so squeaky clean in the original series especially. I mean, it's like, yeah.
Wanted to? Not really. But I guess I have to, don't I?
Mr. Garibaldi, I know we've had our problems in the past, but I'm not the enemy. We have the same concerns, you and I. We want to protect our own and protect Earth. Would it interest you to know that I'm married, Mr. Garibaldi? That I have a 5-year-old daughter? That on Sundays when I'm back home, we pack a picnic lunch and go out under the dome on Syria Planum and watch the stars come out? Hardly the description of a monster.
Smooth. You're getting good at this. Keep working on it. One of these days I might even be convinced that you're human.
You can't trust Byron or his people. Now you see that I was right.
And maybe we could have avoided this if we'd opened negotiations.
You can't talk to them. You can talk to her. You can talk to me. Everyone talks to me. People like talking to me. I guess I just have that kind of face. But you can't talk to them. They can't be trusted. Just leave it to us.
And if Garibaldi is killed?
Zach gets his room.
There's a whole subplot, subculture of psychics, which have their own organization to protect the public from the psychics. But they're the only psychics on the planet.
Sure.
So they have all kinds of power. They're basically the SS of the government. And Walter Koenig's character comes on and is talking with them, and the security chief, Garibaldi, is in the room with him. And he's like, and it's basically, you have to do things my way. I'm here, I have the authority, I'm Psy-Corps, I get to do what I want. Turns, starts to walk out, stops, looks back at Garibaldi, says, physiologically impossible, Mr. Garibaldi, but you're welcome to try.
Ooh. See, like that's what I love it when somebody you never expect to play a villain plays a villain. I was on a radio show yesterday, and the question came up, like, who would you like to see as a Bond villain? Kerplunk. And I said, I gave him 4 or 5 choices. I said, because I'd love to see him ham it up, I'd love to see William Shatner as a Bond villain. I'd love to see Seth MacFarlane as a Bond villain. You know, you see him on Orville, you can see him do a dramatic role. He can also be funny, good funny. And I then said David Tennant. I'd love to see David Tennant as a Bond villain. And then I said me. But no, it's funny when you said squeaky clean Chekhov, and here comes Walter Koenig playing this psychic villain, which I love that.
Yeah.
But and I felt so bad because I did get to meet him, and he had like nobody at his table. Everybody was at like Denise Crosby, Gates McFadden, Brent Spiner, and here's poor Walter. And I'm like, oh man, I really should have bought something from him. I felt so bad. But Babylon 5, it always came in the rotations, I know, of science fiction shows. And I said, this seems interesting, this seems good. But I never watched it. And I guess it's something that could be good for me. I don't know.
This is the show that I gave that warning about. You either love Straczynski or hate him.
Okay.
Season 1, a major event comes up in one of the episodes.
Okay.
Does not get explained till at least season 3.
Okay.
The overarching plot with what turns out to be the bad guys doesn't get explained until season 3 or season 4.
Oh, okay.
There are deep things going on.
Sure.
He tortures your favorite characters. The ones that, and it's one of those, the ones at the beginning that you're sure are the good guys and the bad guys, particularly among the aliens, through a series of very logical, on-screen steps, you can see them kind of reverse their roles.
Yeah.
And not just all of a sudden, but for very logical reasons. And
well, I will also say that there are some names in here that I do recognize. Bruce Boxleitner was in there.
From Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
Yep. Tracy Scoggins, she was on the first season of Lois and Clark. She played Cat Grant. Sorry, I had to bring that up here. And Billy Mooney.
Yes.
Yep.
Lost in Space.
Major supporting character.
So it's nice that they bring because he's an old sci-fi person, we know. And
Claudia, I've lost her name, but Commander Ivanovic.
Yes.
Goes on to do major voiceover in a lot of very popular video games, including the Skyrim series.
Oh, okay.
All over it.
Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of names on here, which is really cool. And I'm looking at the other ones, and I'm saying, okay, Jeff Conaway, Taxi.
Yes.
Taxi. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's
saved his career. Sorry, Jeff.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was on there for a while.
Yeah.
But So Babylon 5. Watch it for a good sci-fi show. Watch it for these names. You'll recognize a lot of people on there, and nice long show. Not one of our 2-season ones or whatever. Mm-hmm. Let's move on to another show that Timothy, you brought up, which was The Prisoner.
Yes.
So what is The Prisoner?
The Prisoner. Talk about short shows. It went like 12 episodes. Okay. Certainly not more than 14. And amongst people who have seen it, it still gets talked about today. People seek it out. Again, it's also on Tubi, I think. The main character, and I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart. You'll have to
look that one up.
The actor's name, very well known, but it's just not coming to my head. Before the beginning of the first episode, it's in the opening credits of every episode. He is an agent for one of the British secret services, not MI5, MI6, but he's really a major player. And one day, for no explanation, he barges into his boss's office, flying off the handle, yelling, screaming, what have you, throws his resignation letter on this boss's desk, walks out with no explanation as to why he's resigning.
Now, what's the science fiction connection?
Well, he gets back to his apartment.
Sure.
He gets gassed, kidnapped, taken to the village, which is like on an island somewhere.
Okay.
And he's told flat out, you will not be allowed to leave until you tell us why you resigned. And he's like, I'm never going to tell, ever. And that is the rest of the series, them trying to get him. Now, the sci-fi comes in because there's weird tech. There are these like gigantic human hamster ball, beach ball things with no people in them that chase people around that try to escape.
Okay. Sounds like British budget, yeah?
Yeah, it's so it's kind of hard to explain, but the sci-fi's in there, the science fantasy is in there, and it has an ending. And again, don't want to give it away. It's only 12 episodes. Go find it, watch it.
Yeah.
But the ending is one leaving you with one of those philosophical, oh, did I just see what I think I just saw kind of end.
Okay.
And more than anything else, I think that's what has kept it going, is that they don't really answer all the questions. And so the fans have all these decades being able to say, well, it means this, well, it means that. No, because this episode, no, because of that over there. And you're never going to be able to prove one way or the other. And so the fans are like, this is great. We can keep this going forever.
That's cool.
McGowan?
Yeah, Patrick McGowan.
Patrick McGowan, yes.
Joe, have you ever heard of The Prisoner?
Not till you guys brought it up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a show that again, this is now really short, so that might be something to check out.
Yeah.
It's British.
Well, and that's good.
And it's more sci-fi fantasy than it is spy. Although it has one of the great at the beginning of each episode in the opening credits has one of the great dialogues that even if you know nothing about the show, it's like he's opening up and a voice over speakers is talking to him. It's like who are you? I am number 2. It's like, who is number 1? You are number 6. I am not a number. I am a free man. And then this maniacal laughter, which is not crazy laughter. It's not evil laughter. It's laughter that's saying, oh my God, you actually believe that, don't you?
Who are you? The new number 2. Who is number 1? You are number 6. I am not a number. I am a free man.
And that's impactful too.
Yeah.
And I like that. I don't know. Maybe it's something we might have to check out.
Yeah. I mean, it's got my curiosity up. So
absolutely,
I'll have to give that a look. And like I said, I do like a good British show. And sounds like that one may be.
Absolutely. Yeah. One more that you brought up was, we all know the classic flying saucer things, and we all call them the same exact 3 letters. But those 3 letters were a show.
Yes, they were.
UFO.
Yeah.
Tell us about UFO.
Well, what I gathered out of UFO was that it came along. It is number 1, another British show. But you talk about cheesy and not great effects. Oh, you got it with this. I mean, big time. Your flying saucers are your stereotypical ones that you envision. It's just the little flying saucers with the lights flashing around them, flying towards Earth. And I guess the premise from this whole thing the UFOs are evil and they're out to get us. Okay, and I think it came in on the tail end of the UFO craze that was going on in the 70s, mid to late 70s. And this show was just pretty much fashioned after that, I'm guessing. And like I said, these special effects are nothing great. Especially what's happening is there is a multinational defense force on Earth called Shadow. Okay, and Shadow's job is to protect us from the UFOs. And this is supposedly set in what the British deem to be the 80s, I believe. Okay. So, yeah, it gets. I watched this one out of sheer just train wreck.
I was going to say, was it a train wreck?
Yeah, I mean,
I think so.
I think I may have seen this at least once or twice.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, this is another one that I found on Tubi, as I explained to you before we came in. Their defense force, I mean, the Shadow is like an acronym for Supreme Headquarters, Alien Defense Organization type thing.
Spectre.
Yeah.
Kerplunk.
Yeah, and there it is, you know. And what kills me is the thing, they have a satellite monitor out there keeping an eye on what's coming in. We have a moon base. They have a moon base somewhere before 1999 blew it into outer space.
Thanks, Martin Landau.
And then we have some protective spacecraft. Nothing like a Battlestar Viper at all. They have their space vehicles have a space torpedo to go after I can't describe it any other way. It's a space torpedo to take out the UFOs as they're coming at us. And we've even got an underwater spacecraft called, all right, they call it Skydiver. And that's the thing that's got me killed. And every time they want to launch this one to protect the Earth, the submarine tilts up so that the spacecraft can blast out of the ocean and come out and do whatever it is it's going to do to protect us.
Checking boosters.
I mean, so this is how cheesy this thing gets. I mean,
does it have Super Marionation in it?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, I mean, but the people doing the acting, I mean, you might mistake them for that, but I mean, they have the women doing the dispatching. They're all purple hair for the futuristic look.
Well, that one they got right.
They did get that right. I will give them that. But I mean, these people, these girls, as far as I know, are out of sight and out of mind from the general population. Very attractive, of course, because it's British. Of course. So, of course, they had to be attractive. And just for the absolute comedy. I mean, it's to the point where, you know, in Battlestar Galactica, you know, everybody piled onto a, transport to get them to the Vipers. Right. But here, what they do to get into there, this is almost a 60s Batman thing. To get to their ships, they have, I'm going to call them a personnel launch tube. So anytime they need to get to their vehicles, they would go to the tubes, grab hold of theirs, and they would jump down into the tubes to take them into their spacecraft.
Futurama. Futurama. The tubes all around the city.
Yeah, well, and all I could think of is this is very much like 60s Batman, where they got into their little entryway to get down to the Batcave.
Oh, yeah.
In order to get into their ships, they had to jump themselves into the tubes. And it's comical to watch how they do this.
Or Jetsons.
Except they're not standing in them, they're jumping into the tubes and sliding down like they're jumping into a water slide. Okay? That was what I was looking for, to give you a good, you know.
I'm going to have a great time looking for clips for this.
You got to look this one up. I mean, this is Tubi again. And like I said, British production. And I watch it with a train wreck mentality because it's fun to watch. I'm sorry, it's not great story writing. It's not great anything, but it's just fun to watch.
I'm cracking up.
Yeah, I mean, when you see it, you'll have the same effect. I mean, I watched a episode and a half, the first episode, and I watched into the next one because I wanted to be able to give more for this. But it's just. I'm going to say it's pure fun to watch. I mean, because it's not something you can take seriously.
You know what?
Given at that stage, what they did, it's just their view of how the defense force of the 80s is going to protect us from the alien invaders.
You know what?
Yeah.
It makes so much more sense now, because now I just saw this right here. Same guy who did this show.
Yeah.
Did Space 1999.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about yourself.
No. Yeah. No. I wouldn't stoop to this level. Any quick thoughts, Timothy, on
yes,
this?
One very, very big one.
Yeah?
Joe, you finally turned the tables on me. I have no idea what this is.
There we go.
I bow to your expertise.
Well, I'm glad I could enlighten you.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, like I said, if you're looking for something fun, I'm going to say it's fun because I get a kick out of watching it.
Well, that's fair.
It's just, I mean, if our friend was here, he would enjoy this for the cheese level, you know? I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, unbelievably crazy. But, you know, that's pretty much all I can add to that.
That's fair.
You know?
Well, here's the thing. So that was the last one we were going to do in depth for, and I don't think I can ever top that, honestly. But I do have a small lightning round here that I want to go through. These are shows that I just want to make a quick reference to that we ran out of time for. So first of all, we were talking about it beforehand. V was a huge thing, talking about UFOs and flying saucers.
And again, the original, because they made a new one.
They did make it. Yeah.
The original is the better one.
It was an original. It was a mini series. Then it was a couple of TV movies. Yeah. Then yes, they did make a reboot. It's a little weird, but lizard people.
The reason it's weird, it is based on Sinclair Lewis's book "It Can't Happen Here," which is about America turning into a dictatorship.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it is.
It's dictatorship.
Yeah.
But they decided at the time that would be too political, so they made it an alien show instead.
And they did an awesome job of it, in my personal opinion. The original, it was fantastic.
Yeah, no, it was
the miniseries,
and it was a huge phenomenon. Yeah, it really was. It was one of those miniseries that was a huge phenomenon.
We were saying Robert Englund is in it.
Robert Englund.
Playing a good guy, and you mentioned someone else.
Mark Singer, I believe. Was
Mark Singer,
one of the lead characters, and then just basically the story itself was fantastic.
It is
because everybody that I knew of at the time, I mean, weren't especially great sci-fi fans, but nobody could wait until the next episode came out because it was that good.
I did actually, I mentioned it real quick with the tubes. I did have the Jetsons down here. That's just a fun little, it's a great Hanna-Barbera cartoon, great science fiction, you know. Okay, sure, it may not be the future that we all expected, but hey, that's okay. Original season was in the 60s, and then they made 2 more seasons in the 80s. Then made a movie in 1990. It's not awful, but it could have been better, but it's not awful. Another cartoon I have jotted down here just for pure fun, because I felt like putting it on there. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. You know, from the first Toy Story movie, they thought, I'm sure they thought to themselves, man, we're putting all this money into Buzz Lightyear. What if we actually had a show based on him? And it was, you know, for what it is, it's not that bad. I think it started as a direct-to-video movie, maybe, and then got a series. the interesting thing is that Patrick Warburton was the voice of Buzz Lightyear, and for the big movie pilot, they said, "Oh well, we like you, Patrick, but we want to make a hair a little bit more money, so we're gonna have all your lines re-recorded by Tim Allen." And they had already made all the animation, so Allen had to like match his cadence to the voice of Patrick Warburton.
Which explains a lot, actually.
It doesn't it? But for the rest of the series, Warburton did the voice, so that's kind of fun. And another lightning round one I included here was, this was actually an episode of this show and of my end of the radio version of this show, and we always had a good time. It was Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's a sci-fi show. Okay, it's mainly poking fun at old movies, yes, but it had a story outside that too. I mean, you have the first 5 seasons with Joel getting stuck up there, the rest of the seasons with Mike getting stuck up there, and it's a show that they just can't kill because it keeps coming back and again and again and again. And the actors themselves have gone on to do other versions of basically riff tracks,
Titanic,
all the same things. They've done that. They even made a movie, which is always kind of funny that they did, but sure. It's.
And if you have an opportunity to see one of their live shows,
yes, the live shows. It's
make you feel better. The live show I saw,
yeah,
they were riffing a Doctor Who episode.
Oh. Well, what was it? I just came across it. I guess they tried to do an annual thing in the summertime one time where they might have only done the trailers, but they were riffing on movies that came out that certain year. I think it was 97. And actually, one of them was Batman and Robin, and I thought, oh, well, you're just asking for it now. I like that movie still, but you're just asking for it. So that's a quick lightning round. Is there any more you want to add for the lightning round here?
2 I want to throw in.
Okay.
One, I hope a lot of people still know. $6 Million Man.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a lot better than people think it is. Yes. A lot of the things that people complain about is like, oh, well, he couldn't do all that stuff without major alterations to the rest of his body. They cover that in the pilot episode. They actually did make major alterations to the rest of his body.
Sure.
The show is actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Considering it's the early 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Joe was saying, take it for what it's worth. It has some cheesy episodes, like there's one where he meets Bigfoot.
Yep.
But yeah, it's your basic Cold War and
Bionic Woman too.
Yes, literally the sister show. I was thinking once, why was this show at that time so popular? And it finally struck me. This was on in the early 70s. We're in the middle, and Steve Austin was an astronaut,
sure,
which astronauts were taken from the military, always. Mm-hmm. So we're still in the middle of Vietnam. This is a show about a soldier who's had arms and legs blown off and is still being productive, still serving his country.
Yep. I never thought about it that way, yeah.
And the other one I want to throw out there, British show, Primeval.
I've heard of that.
Yes, basic premise. For reasons that at the beginning of the series no one knows about, rifts in time start opening up, and creatures from the past, from all ages of the past, start coming through. Dinosaurs, before the dinosaurs, mammoths, what have you. And the main characters are part of a government organization set up, A, to capture them and send them back to where they belong, and B, cover the whole thing up so the country doesn't know anything about it.
Sounds about right.
So.
Joe, any you want to throw out there?
Nothing additional that I can pull off the top of my head.
I mean, we're all probably going to go home and we're going to say, oh, we forgot to mention.
Oh, yeah.
But but that's okay. I'll put a thing at the bottom there. But no, we've covered a lot. And, you know, I'm sure the people out there now, you have a whole list from this episode and from the other one of shows that you can check out. There is more than just Star Trek and Doctor Who and whatever else. There is more.
Although, Timothy, didn't you bring up at one point something that we thought we might want to bring up, the greatest American hero?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Talk about your flying saucers.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah,
Yes,
well.
and thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
3 seasons. This is a brilliantly cheap show.
Yes.
Lots of fun to watch.
So much fun.
A Cannell production that was deliberately designed to be a spoof of superheroes.
Of course it was.
But it works because the stars, Connie Selica, William Catt, and
Robert Culp.
Yeah.
They take their parts seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are serious characters in an absurd situation.
So absurd.
And one thing I just found out recently, William Catt and Robert Culp, at the beginning of season 1, did not like each other.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
I did hear that.
Because they had different approaches to acting that did not mesh. And they brought it to their characters.
Yeah.
By the end of the 3rd season, they're like, okay, yeah, we can be buds, we can be professional, and that also, you see that develop over the seasons.
And
again, some horrible episodes. Forget the Loch Ness Monster, please.
But the biggest, of course, one of the biggest things about the show was the theme song.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that theme song. So yes, that is definitely one to check out as well. And check out all of these. There's going to be something out there you like, whether it's a short show, a British show, a long show, a show with a cheesy effect, that's most of them. There's going to be something you like. And I do want to thank you guys for coming on the show and talking about them. It has been so much fun. And there's certainly some that I'm going to have to check out. And that's the good thing. But quickly, I want to play Who Are You? So you guys know how this is going to go. I'm going to play you a clip. You have to tell me who it is and or what it's from. The clip is...
I said in the beginning, the fun starts now, there's no fun. Man has lost his life. Innocent woman is faced with losing hers. No intent. No malice or forethought. And even if you should somehow believe otherwise, you cannot be so convinced beyond all reasonable doubt. You simply cannot.
So, Joe, we'll go to you first. Who do you think that was?
I'm at a total loss. I have nothing with
Okay.
that one.
I'll lean in a little bit. He is known for science fiction, and we did talk about a co-star of his.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry. The brain is just not
That's okay.
working with me on this one.
Timothy?
Oh, and I've been trying to come up with a quip. I'm going to take this one seriously. That is the inimitable, because who would want to, William Shatner on Boston Legal playing Danny Crane. Not Danny Crane.
No.
Danny Crane.
Danny Crane. Yes, it is William Shatner as Denny Crane from Boston Legal.
Not sci-fi, but check out this show.
Oh.
You see William Shatner
Playing himself.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Over the top, and yet somehow it works. And help me out, Daniel from Stargate. Help me out.
Stargate, another honorable mention.
Yes.
Just want to say that. James Spader.
Yes, James Spader as a major co-star.
Thank you. That I knew there was one more honorable mention I wanted to say, and that was it. Stargate, yes, which has had 1,002 spin-offs. But yeah, James Spader was in the original film. I want to say maybe Trip from Enterprise was in a later season somewhere, possibly. But don't quote me on that. And yeah, there's been 1,002 spin-offs of that series, so that's another franchise you can check out. But again, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Don't worry, the points don't matter, so it doesn't matter if you get any points, but...
Well, it's a good thing because I didn't get any.
1,000 points.
Okay, just for...
It's whose line points. It's whose line points. So, anyway.
And a bonus 2,000 for stumping me.
Yes, yes. Anyway, my name is Dan Slade. Thank you to our Magic and Tech team, by the way. And we will see you next time. That is a wrap. Woo!